Hey guys, here's Louis, and here I have the convertible floor with the convertible bracing. Okay, I am kind of excited today because I am going to weld that bracing in. Okay, and I am going to drop the floor final in the car. She'll be finally installed for good in the car, in the 68 Firebird, the Lovebird here, and I'm not going to take it out anymore. I will screw it in with the self tappers and later on weld it solid. I am really happy I was able to rebuild this inner quarter. On convertibles, this kind of has like a curve shaping to this metal. They do not reproduce it, so if you are in the pinch like I was, that everything was rotted here, I had to rebuild this from scratch. Okay, so I made this, and like original, I even cut these notches out to try to copy the original. I rebuilt this, I rebuilt all of this, and also here I have to grind down my welds, but I could do that later on. And after I do that and I finally install the floor, then I will install this bracing here, which is only for convertibles. This is the bracing that goes here, and then this bottom here goes on the edge of the floor where it has another bracing that it hides behind. So this goes on top, and you weld it to the car. I'm going to do that later on. I want to install the floor first, so that's my game plan. And like I have said before, all the wheel houses are all nice and welded up. I'm going to install the floor, and then I will paint in here. I will start sanding everything down, grinding things down, make it nice and clean for paint. And I'll show you guys. Okay, I use a Rust-Oleum similar to Rust-Oleum paint to do the inner structure of the car. I am not going to buy nothing super expensive for the inner structure of the metal of the car. Rust-Oleum is for metal also. It's a direct metal paint. Okay, these cars are not going to sit out in the weather no more, and they're not going to collect no rust or stuff like that from salty water or even rain. All right, so that's safe. And let me tell you something, all my birds, I have done the same and never had any issues. I will show that in another video, but so far in this video I'm showing you all the rebuild I had to do on this inner quarter structure here. Also the same here, all this was gone. All right, and I had to rebuild everything. All right, using 18 gauge sheet metal, everything is rebuilt. All right, for you guys out there, if you want to know exactly how I did this nice and strong, I mean, this is even stronger than factory because I welded going straight down this seam here. I welded it going down this seam. I left the opening here for a drain, and the water will come out through here if there's any water ever in the future. And I welded this also shut here and also here going down. So this is really solid. I mean, the car is extremely solid. I used to be able to hold the quarter panels as they go down, and I used to be able to flop this around. Now it won't move at all. So guys, let's move on to that convertible floor, and I'll explain to you guys the convertible brace. All right guys, so now here we have the complete section floor for the middle of these first gen F bodies, that being a Firebird Camaro, this one of course being a 68 Firebird convertible car. And this is the first time I am doing a convertible, like I have said in the beginning of the build, and I was able to save the bracing that goes under the floor for convertibles. Okay, and this goes through 67 all the way through 69. I was able to save the bracing. I did have to fabricate the ends. I did that end, fabricated it. I fabricated this end over here if I could have metal to weld to the edge, to that edge here on the floor. I fabricated that edge and also that edge over there. but everything else was nice and solid over here. All right, over here is some nuts on the other side. There's one here, one over there, one also on that side and this side, because there's a metal plate that goes. And what I did was I always chase my threads. I saw that the nuts was a little like wiggly, like ready to break off, so I just cleaned them and I also welded them to the bracing again all over, and I made sure they was nice and solid for when I torque down the bolts, they won't break off or anything like that or spin. But yep, I'm ready. After so many self tappers, this brace is ready to be plug welded to the floor permanently. Okay. And for you guys out there that want to know the measurements, well, these are the measurements. Like I said, this is an original bracing, so it fit the floor pretty good. Anything that was high, so any edge that was high and didn't go flat on the floor, what I did was I heated it up with a torch, just the bracing, not the floor. And I took a body hammer and I hit it and it went straight down. Beautiful. Everything is nice and flush and I love it. But for you guys out there that sometimes you don't know how the measurement goes, this is the measurements I use, and like you could see, everything falls here into place nice. So from that edge, if you take a tape measure from that edge right here to here, I got 22 1/8, exactly 22 1/8 here. And if you could see, this thing is center. Okay. Now, when you go and moving to the back of the convertible floor here with a convertible brace, from this edge here, okay, going down to right here, I got 14 inches. Same thing here, 14 inches. All right, and take a good look, because that's a lot of plug welds this thing takes. Now, the edge over here also gets plugged weld, but I am gonna wait for, once I have it inside the car here, to plug welds these edge. Right here, I will do 3 plug welds. Okay, 3 if possible. If I could fit 4, I will fit 4. And that will be 3 layers of metal. So you got the brace being 1, no, excuse me, be 4. Because you have the brace, you have the floor edge, this edge here, you have the inner rocker and the outer rocker. So that's 4 pieces of sheet metal that I need to make sure my weld penetrates real good and comes through all the metal to make it one. Well, I'm going to get ready to plug weld. Once I finish plug welding this, she's going to go in the car, and the next video will be when I get that trunk over there and these rear frame rails fitted into place. So this was a short video to tell you guys where I'm at with the 68 Firebird, the Lovebird. All right, everything here is ready to go. Stay tuned, guys, because the build is gonna get really interesting from this point on. Thank you all. Take care now. Bye-bye.